You know, Kyrie made some shots. LeBron made some shots. That's what great players do. And I don't know. It's like the same redundant question that we're over and over again. So just at this point, there's no answers. You just gotta win.
Just doing whatever's needed. Felt like my number was called. Just to be aggressive, make plays out there, and just making the right plays throughout the whole entire game. Just on the defensive end, trying to be into my man, and offensively trying to put guys in spots to be successful for our team to be successful. And fourth quarter, shots started falling. Guys started finding me and setting great screens. They started to drop.
All right, we're back for part two. Let's open up with Kyrie Irving, who had a monster second half. Tom, we'll start with you. I don't have a question for you. Just talk about Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie was great, obviously. The Celtics, they tried to throw Avery Bradley on him, which is generally it's a pretty good matchup. You like to have Bradley on somebody like Irving, like a scorer like Irving. And I thought he did pretty well, honestly. Irving was hitting shots. That's really as simple as you can put it. Some of those threes, they were contested. He was right up in it. He was right up in his space, and Irving was just knocking down shots. I did think Bradley got a little frustrated. He had a frustration foul, kind of behind the three-point line, that gave Irving 3 free throws, and that was really damaging. That whole sequence was really damaging for the Celtics. But all in all, I think it was just a matter of a really great shooter hitting shots.
And the thing is, Kyrie sometimes becomes unstoppable. He's one of the few guys in the league that you can do whatever you want. You're not going to stop him, especially when his three's going. Yeah. I mean, Julia, we saw him both getting in the break and getting the three-point shot going. And he really, I feel like he scored from pretty much everywhere, and he had the confidence to take that shot, that second to last possession there, where he tried kind of a floater off the top of the glass, and he missed that shot. I was kind of surprised at just the way that it was going for him. You figured the momentum was going to have it so that he would hit that fateful shot, and it would end the game right there.
Yeah, he played great. He shot the lights out. I thought the three-pointers in the fourth quarter were probably the biggest thing, considering they were down by a large margin, and when that happens in the NBA, what gets you back into it? The three-pointer, and he came out hot right off the start and kind of hit threes to get the game back into single digits, and I think that gave the Cavs a chance, and they just kind of worked their way back into it from there. The 15 points in the fourth quarter did come from all over the place, though. He had some ridiculous drives into the lane and had some acrobatic finishes, and that's just what he does. And when he's the second best player on your team at doing all those things to LeBron, it just makes it too tough to stop, and the Celtics let it slip away by a tiny little margin.
Now, we know that the Cavs have a really good starting unit, but I thought the bench play, I should actually say they do have Tristan Thompson, Dion Waiters, and Mike Miller coming off the bench.
On paper, it looks like
a
solid bench for Cleveland, but they didn't play well.
I'm looking at the box score here, 12 points, 12 points, 12 points, and then 8 points coming from the Celtics bench. I mean, the second unit was tremendous, and it was keeping them afloat, which has been a real issue for the Celtics, is that they were top-heavy for a while, and they couldn't keep themselves afloat when the second unit came out, Julian.
Yeah, the bench has been kind of interesting this year, because some teams, they look like one of the deeper teams in the NBA where there's not much drop-off from their starters, and then others, they seem kind of reliant on the starters. And, Marcus Smart out kind of hurts, losing a key guy on the bench. But even so, like Jared said, the bench 12, 12, and 8 for Bass, Turner, Thornton, and Zeller off the bench tonight. They were very productive, and they played well. They certainly outplayed the Cleveland bench, but the Cleveland starters were too good.
Yeah, and let's not underrate Dwight Powell's 2 seconds of playing time as well. He was
absolutely
those are amazing 2 seconds.
We were trying to recall when those 2 seconds were. I think they were the last 2 seconds of the first half. That could be totally wrong.
Sometimes you need but Tom, I mean, Marcus Smart's injury has opened up more opportunity for Turner to get into a point forward role, and more opportunity for Marcus Thornton to be in a gunner role and a hustle guy role. And both of them flourished tonight. I mean, Turner, he had 12 points, he had 5 assists. Those are good numbers for Turner. Those are the kind of numbers you want to see out of him. And then Thornton, he just had some of those make it rain on them hose kind of threes.
He did.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he did, and he he hit threes and he got to the rim a little bit too. He had a couple of layups as well, and that's what you need to see from Thornton. You want to see him really just getting to the rim and shooting threes and literally nothing else. Like no twos, no long twos, nothing like that. So I thought he played pretty well. Obviously Turner played well. I think obviously I think you would trade Marcus Smart's defense for Turner's offensive contributions, just in terms of how throwing Smart on Irving might have changed things up a little bit. Maybe that extra physicality would have made a difference. But all in all, you really can't say enough about what the bench did tonight. Brandon Bass, again, it's just the same story with him every single game. It's not anything new. He came in, he was steady, he hit mid-range jumpers, and I think really you do have to say that the bench played pretty well.
And I mean, it's Brandon Bass. He's Mr. Reliable now. It's funny how that kind of evolves over time. You're reliable enough, more frequently enough, that you become Mr. Reliable all of a sudden. You kind of realize, oh, that guy really does that every single night. But Kelly Olynyk has become a really reliable offensive threat, Tom. He had 21 points tonight. He ended up with 6 rebounds, so he kind of got his rebounds up eventually. But he's shooting the ball well. He's stretching the floor. He's scoring from pretty much everywhere. He looks offensively comfortable, probably for the first time in his career.
Yeah, I think that's true. He did look pretty comfortable last year as the season went on. Especially at the end when they were playing bad teams and he was putting up 30 points against the 76ers. But he looked really good again tonight. He was he can hit shots from deep. He's got that weird little Euro step. It's weird to see a 7-footer do that at 1 mile an hour.
Or like an Idaho step, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. But he really did. He played well, and he did not have. I think he just had 1 assist tonight. But he's always a threat. He's always a threat to make that pass, to get that hockey assist, that secondary assist, and that's what you want to see from him.
8 for 13 from the field, 2 for 5 from downtown, led the team in scoring, and we've kind of been liking what we see from Kelly Olynyk each and every night. And a lot of people at the end of last season were questioning those, I think it was 3 or 4 20 or 25-point games to wrap up the season when he was getting a lot of minutes. They wanted to see how he would grow off of that this year, and so far it's been good, and a lot of people doubted that, and he's been proving them wrong.
Tom, during the game, I think it was in the 3rd or 4th quarter, I asked you, has Jared Sullinger been playing at all in this half? I'm looking down the box score. He had 19 points and 10 rebounds and only 28 minutes.
You asked if Sullinger had been playing in the second half when he had 11 points in the 3rd quarter, was what I found amusing.
So I wasn't paying close attention to one of the stories there. The point was, I didn't really notice Jared Sullinger a lot. I think it was later in the 4th quarter, maybe, is that why he wasn't playing a lot. But I mean, Sullinger had I thought was a quiet game, but he still put up the big numbers. He's
double.
Yeah,
right?
He's becoming almost a double machine. I don't think he looks like the kind of guy that we thought he was going to be putting up these kind of numbers, but the numbers are showing up.
They really are, and I mean, obviously a lot of those numbers are going to be, offensive rebounds, putbacks. Those are easy baskets, and he gets a lot of them. He even had a corner 3 today, which that's a big shot for him. Obviously, we've been seeing that a little bit more. But realistically, I think for him, it just really all comes down to getting rebounds, putting it back up, coming back down on the other end, and just kind of getting his fitness level up to where he can run to both sides of the court for, what do you have, 27, 28 minutes tonight. You'd like to see him be able to run a little bit more than that, especially in this offense that's so fast that, there has so many possessions. You'd like to see him be able to maybe be a little bit more durable and play a little bit longer. But realistically, I mean, tonight was another really good night for him.
All right, well, that does it for the show. We'll be back for Monday's game. I want to thank Tom for joining us for the first time. You were pretty good.
Thank you for having me.
For
Not
your
too shabby.
NBA debut there. For Jimmy Toscano, who is currently recovering from nasal surgery. I think he had a deviated septum. So, Jimmy, if you can breathe through your nose out there, we're supporting you. And we miss you, buddy. We can't wait to have you back. Julian, fun as always. I'm liking this herringbones jacket here. It's pretty fancy.
Well, thank you.
That's going to do it for the Garden Report. We'll be back next week. Peace out.